Hi, I'm Lynn. I'd like to welcome you to another day at Ewetopia Farms. Arnie's gonna try get out to the fields today, so we're gonna be putting this girl into use. And the first thing he's got to do is cultivate a field, which is what this machine is. So we'll have a look at that later on. Maybe too early, but we're gonna give it a try. Let's go inside and see what's happening in here today. So Arnie's headed out to the field to see if it's ready for cultivating. And I thought this is my opportunity to put up the outer gate here to let at least one group of lambs out. So they're discovering that the door is open and that they can come out here. They've never been on pasture before. They're coming out of the creep area to get outside. The mothers are still inside at the back. We don't like to run the ewes with the young lambs because we find that the mothers will pass parasites on to the lambs in the pasture. And they seem to do a lot better without the moms. So when these guys get weaned, the moms will go out to pasture with the adults. These guys are almost at the weaning age. Not quite. I've been pulling a few of the really big ones out and weaning them off, but we'll let these guys play around here and discover that it's open, and I'll go finish up the chores and see how many have discovered the outdoors. Of course, Tammy did. Hi, Tammy. What do you think? Grass? Hey? Yeah, that looks exciting. Go show the others how much fun it is. Okay, we'll go off to the other barn now, and we'll come back to this later. Well, the fields must be good because Arnie didn't come back right away. So we'll go check and see what it looks like out there. So this is going to be our barley field. Arnie's out there and he's moving along. The thing that he's pulling behind him is called a cultivator. It's a machine that basically has a whole bunch of prongs on it. And what it does is it loosens the soil up that's compacted over the winter time, and it also levels it out a bit more. So the reason you want to loosen the soil up, especially in clay, which is what we have. If you see the soil right here, it's even cracking where it's dry. But I can't even break that. It's like concrete. Whereas this is where he's gone over the soil, and this is a mixture of the soil, plus we spread some of our manure over it. And you see, now when I go in here, I can get my hand in it. So obviously, if you're gonna come in and plant seeds, you need to be able to get the seeds into the ground. You don't want it laying on top. So that is why we are cultivating the field. And nowadays, a lot of people are doing no-till. No-till equipment is very expensive, but it eliminates the cultivation stage. You don't need to cultivate your fields because the machine will knife it right into the ground under the soil. There it is. You can see the teeth on it there, or they're prongs really. So the reason no-till was invented was to prevent soil erosion, because it's a big problem with farming. But soil erosion mainly happens in sandy and sandy loam soil where it can blow away. In clay fields, it's not as effective because, like I showed you, you can't grow a seed in concrete. So even if you can knife it in, the seed's still got to struggle with that concrete. So that's why we cultivate here. How is the field?
Just borderline. Well, I had a lot of traffic here with the manure, so that's why it's a little wet up here. The rest of it feels quite dry.
So right now we're giving Kit Kat and Caboodle their bottles. This is their midday meal. This is a good angle of how well they're growing. These three bottle babies are doing extremely well. These are their peers in here that aren't on bottles. And they all are doing really well too. Hi! You guys look nice today. So we're going to let these three finish off their bottles. And while that is happening, I'm going to tag those two lambs that are in the jugs. Arnie's working in the fields, as you know, but I'll get the lambs tagged, and then when he has a moment, he can trim the hooves and deworm the ewes, and we'll let those two out probably tomorrow morning to join this pen, because they do much better in the group pen, and those two lambs are doing well. But for now, we're gonna tag these two lammies. Hi. Hi. Yeah, we're gonna do your lammy today. So I tagged the lambs and got them ready to leave the jugs. This is the little boy that was born the other day that we didn't see standing because he was under the feeder. And this is him. Oh, he lay down like that because he just had his band put on. And some of them it's not too comfortable when you first put it on. So they get, yeah, see he's rolling because he doesn't like that too much. But you can see he's a really big ram. He's from General. This is the mom that was nervous. And her lamb just got tagged too. Can't see her because of course she's gone under the feeder there. Are you gonna come out, sweetheart? Oh, there's the big guy again. He's a nice lamb. And there's her lamb. You can see her poking out. Anyway, these guys are done. So I pulled some Dorset ewes out that needed weaning. And the only way to get them in the barn was to let all these guys out and let them mix. These are the ewes that are drying off. So this is the group they're going in with. And I figured it was a nice day. They may as well just run around the yard and then they're free to go back in the barn. I only think I got 10 out. It was way too hard on my own without the chutes. You have to use the chutes. But these guys will be happy. This isn't a grazing paddock, but they can still run around the yard. So, of course, they can reach the grass at the edge of the fences, so everybody's doing that. This is what our coveralls look like from the outside when the curtains are down. And that noise is how annoying bottle babies can be when they see you. That's my big triplet that I always tell you is so cute and friendly and how big he is. That shows you his size. Hi, sweetheart. He's a really nice ram, but he's really big for a triplet. But as you can see, it goes right down to the ground, and it's just like being outside. Oh, I was gonna go check on Arnie to see how he was doing, but I can see he must be done. He's coming down the laneway. I don't think he was going to scuff up the whole field today, but he might have got it all done. And then tomorrow will be planting day. Well, that's one job done. Very shortly we'll be letting the sheep out on pasture. It's dry enough for them to come out now as long as we don't have torrential rains. But remember I said the grass should be about the height of a pop bottle. Right now it's only a couple of inches tall. So if we put the numbers of sheep we have out on this pasture now, they would graze it off like immediately, and they'd be nipping them right down to the ground since it's so short, which would stunt the grass's growth. So we're gonna wait still until the grass grows a few more inches, and we need heat for it to start growing upwards. What I was gonna say about the bonus of this cold weather is that instead of putting energy into growing the leaves upward towards the sun, the cold is depressing that. So instead, it wants to grow, so it's growing under the ground. It's forming a bigger root system, which means it's throwing up more little shoots off of those roots. So you may have a shorter height hay crop, but you should have a much thicker hay crop, because in cool weather you get a thicker crop, and in really warm weather it's going to grow fast and you're going to get tall hay. And I think if you recall, I mentioned that sheep don't do well with tall hay because of their little mouths. So short and plentiful is great for us. But in the meantime, we do have to wait before we can put these girls out on pasture, as much as we'd like to get them out there. Hi, you guys. Hi. It's startling to see me walking on this side. We really love the curtains on the coveralls. The bottle baby, did you get it all done?
30-some acres.
So it's finished?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to run out of seed tomorrow, so I'll never get it done tomorrow. But if I had the seed, would I have open seed tomorrow? Yes, it's actually quite dry in top. But the driest part of the field was the part that I did offset this last fall. It was the driest part. The part that wasn't worked last fall after the combine is weather. So when you broke that crust, it seemed to dry better in the spring.
So Arnie didn't feed these girls this morning, so they're quite hungry. So he's going to feed them now before dinner.
That's a good bit out here.
Hi, honey. How are you? Hi, how are you? I saw you looking at me. I saw you looking at me. Yeah. You look very proud. The sun is starting to go down at Ewetopia Farms. We have a few lambs still outside, having some last minute frolics in the paddock. But we're gonna call that a day, and hopefully you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.